Greetings. This video will walk you through the setup process for your surveys and concept inventories using AMTA's secure online assessment repository. On your screen you see the landing page for SOAR. Fill in your username and the password, and click Login. When you log in, the landing page gives you an opportunity to list your surveys. Click on the List Surveys button and you will see a list of all the surveys you are assigned to administer. Each of these surveys have to be set up individually. Let's set up Colleen's Practice FCI. Click on the title of that survey. This takes you to the survey summary page. The survey summary page has on its left-hand side some quick navigation links, and across the top it has 7 buttons. You really only need to concern yourself with activate this survey, survey properties, survey participants, and after you're all done, responses. So to set up a survey, there are 2 things you need to do before you can activate it. The first is to take a look at the survey properties and make sure they are properly configured. We go to General Settings and Texts, and we see that this survey's owner is dummy, which is my username, and that I'm the administrator. Here is my admin email address. This is the email address that messages will come from to the participants for this survey. Here's the same email address for bounce emails. If any of the emails I try to send bounce, I'll get a message. So I look at those and make sure that that's the email I want those messages to go to. And then I scroll down and click on the Notifications and Data Management bar and look to make sure that my email address is filled in to send basic admin notification emails. I don't want detailed admin notification emails. I just want basic emails. So there are other bars you don't need to click on. All those settings are already done for you. And really all you're doing is verifying that the person who set up your test here put in the right email address and information for you. We click Save and Close. And now the survey is set up. The other preliminary you have to do is to set up survey participants. So when you click Set up Survey Participants, you will see a warning screen that says we haven't initialized any participants for this survey. We haven't done that because I haven't put any in yet. So we need to initialize the participant table. So you click that choice. That takes you to a confirmation screen where you click Continue, and then you see a participant summary table. There aren't any. There are no participants yet because we haven't set them up. So we need to create some participants for this survey. There are a couple of ways to do that. We come up here to the Create button, and let's add a participant. The Add Participant option allows you to add people 1 person at a time. Add participant 1, and all you need to do to add a participant is to enter a first name, a last name, and an email address. There are other fields. You don't need to use them. Once you've done that, click Save. If you're going to enter 25 workshop participants, it's going to take you a while to do it this way. You can do it this way, just click Add Another Participant, or you can go back to that summary page and select a different Create option, and this is really the most expeditious thing to do. Just upload a CSV file. It's a spreadsheet file that's saved in the CSV format. So you choose Upload CSV File, you go to some folder on your computer, and you choose the file that you want to import. Select that, open, and then scroll down and click the Upload button. You'll get a confirmation screen that tells you you've imported 4 records, which is good because there were 4 names in that file. So let's take a look at them. Here is your participant table. As you can see, the participant that I entered is here at the top of the table, and then the 4 that were on the spreadsheet are here. So you can do a combination of manual entry and uploads to your table. Now, one thing you will notice when you look at these fields is that the ones I uploaded from a spreadsheet each have 2 uses left for this concept inventory, whereas the participant one that I entered manually has a default, which is 1 use left. For concept inventories, we want them to take it twice, pre and post. So I'm going to edit this line. I'm going to click the little pencil next to participant one's name, and I'm going to go down here to the uses left field and give him 2. And voila, everybody has 2 uses now. So there's one thing left that you have to do to set up these participants, and that's to generate tokens for them. See the buttons up here? Click the Generate Tokens button. Tokens are codes that allow participants who access their surveys by email to be taken to their own copy of the survey. So as you can see, I've just created 5 tokens. And let's go to the participant table and take a look at those tokens. And there they are, just a combination of letters and numbers. So we are all ready to send them some invitations to take this survey. Before we do, we're going to check the bounce settings to make sure that if those invitations bounce, they're going to go back to us at the right place. And the bounce setting has my email address in it, which is good, but that's not my username. I'm going to take that out. So I save that, and the survey is ready for activation. So when it's time to activate your survey, you click this green button to activate the survey. It takes you to a warning page, which allows you to take a look at the settings for this survey. You don't need responses to be anonymized. You don't need to save the IP address. You can if you want. You don't need to save timings, how long it takes for the participant to complete each item, but you might want to if you're curious. You do want a date stamp. You don't really need the refer URL. It's all data. You can choose it or not. Once you have those settings the way you want them, save and activate your survey. All right, the survey is active. Now what do? We invite the participants to take the survey. So again, we go to our survey participants. We still have our 5 participants. Let's send them some invitations. We click Invitations and Reminders and select Send Email Invitation. And there's our email invitation. It's generic, but sufficient. You can change it if you want. You can edit this in any way you like. Once you have it the way you like it, send the invitations. And it's done. As you can see, 5 invitations were sent. Now, I can tell you that if I went to my email account right now, I would find a bounce email for ckazumplic@aol.com because I missed the O in .com. So that's a bounce email that I need to do something about. Let's go back to the participant table. Go to that individual's entry, click the pencil to edit, correct the email address, save, and now Me5 needs to receive an invitation to take this survey because the first invitation bounced. To send a new invitation to this individual, all I have to do is go over here to this little picture of an envelope with a circling arrow on it, and that will send the invitation again. Again, it takes me to the message. If I'm happy with that message, I'm just going to click send. And now that invitation has been sent to Me5, Me6. That is really all there is to it until you're ready to download data. The one other thing that you might want to be aware of is that when you look at the participant table, you'll be able to see who has completed their survey and who hasn't. Here's a little completed column. For everyone who's not yet completed the survey, you can click next to their name and send them another reminder. Once everyone has taken the survey, it's going to be time to download the responses. So you log into SOAR and you go right here to the Responses tab. Responses and Statistics. Now, there are no responses to the survey that I just launched because no one's responded yet, but let's say they had, and I have some responses over here that I would like to download. I click on Export. I say Export Results to Application. Then I choose the application in which I want to view my results. I can export to all of these different formats. I'm going to export to Excel. I look down here and I say I don't want the full text of the question. I just want the question code. What number is the question? I know what the text of the question is. And for responses, I don't want the full text of the answer to the question. I just want the answer code, A, B, C, or D. Looking over here, all the questions are highlighted by default. In addition to those questions, down below are the timings for those questions. I don't want the timings, so I am just going to highlight from the beginning down to the last question in the test, which is question 30. So I hold down the Shift key and click question 30 and it highlights everything above. And I could also choose to export the first name, last name, and email address of the participants, but I don't need to do that because I'm not interested in a particular individual's results. So everything is set. I click Export. And as you can see at the bottom of my screen, it's created a survey file, an Excel survey file that's in my download directory now. That is really all there is to it. You do have to do setup for each of the surveys that you administer. So you're going to have to go through that setting process for each of the surveys and activation process for each of the surveys. You can reuse the same spreadsheet each time and upload it for the different surveys. But you have to activate them and set up the surveys and the properties separately. If you have any questions or need to go back over something that you saw in this video, you can look in this guide that you should have received when your account was created for SOAR. It really does have everything, as well as an overview of the key pages that you are going to use to navigate in SOAR, and many illustrations about how to do the individual steps of the setup process. And if this booklet doesn't answer all your questions, you can send an email to conceptinventories@modelinginstruction.org. Happy surveying!